Hello, we're back again. And basically, we're going to do something else in this video. We're basically going to look at generating an individual in a minor scene of sorts. So we're going to keep it on photo in this case. We're using the synthesis visual interface here. And it's very similar to MidJourney, except that I don't have to type imagine / imagine every time I want a prompt. So we're basically going to say, let's see, hyper detailed image of a man wearing a gun slinger outfit, or let's just make costume. And we're going to basically say, clearing as a round. Okay. Let's see if that gets us where we need to be. We're going to go ahead and visualize. Sometimes the simplest of prompts are best to start with, and then you can build upon from there. Okay, we've got some futuristic gunslingers. Well, we don't want gunslingers in space, so let's see if we can tone this down a bit. We're going to go a Western gunslinger. And we're going to change the wording around. Dressed as a Western gunslinger. Sometimes wording makes it all the difference in the world. Standing in a clearing. Be a little more specific. Okay, so we're going to visualize here. We get anything better? Spent a lot of time rendering. Okay, now that we mentioned Western, it's toned it down a little bit with the firearms. However, we've got some people's heads chopped off here and there, but we have a full picture here of an individual, full picture. So it's like, what do we want? Looks like he's ready to draw. So we're going to basically use this as a reference. We're going to create our variations off this. So, for example, in MidJourney, you'd have this would be like a V4, which would be variations based on picture number 4. In this case, we push the image to the top. Here, as you can see there, well, it's kind of hard to see, but see there, it's the same image that we just had. So I just pushed it into the reference box. And we're going to go ahead and visualize. So now we're going to get our major influence of the elements off of that reference picture. So we should get more of a full-bodied individual in more of a scene setting. As you can see, there goes one of those futuristic weapons again. You don't always get what you want. So that would be a picture you would just basically just drop. But these 3 to the right are pretty good. So we're going to download those 3. Oops. Download. Let's see here. Let's try to change this up. Standing next to a stage coach. As a background. Basically, we're keeping all the commands the same as a background through TK. We're going to go visualize. That's a stagecoach. It's like way out there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop the reference photo and see what we get. We should get a more even distribution of the the definition of the prompt. So reference images can be very helpful. Well, here we go. Looks a whole lot better. Looks like a funky looking coach there. But let's see here. So as you can see, we use hyper detail image of a man. So I didn't even realize that I didn't grammatically get that right. Dressed as a Western gunslinger. So we've got, that looks like it's from Civil War. So download all these. I might be able to use these as reference images later. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one as a reference because it looks like there's a coach, not quite your normal stagecoach, but nonetheless, it's a coach. So we're going to use that, bump that up in there, and then we're going to go ahead and visualize. See if it gives us finer details or more variety of stagecoach in the background. And you spend a lot of your time. There we go. Notice how the reference image basically gave us more of a stagecoach in the imagery. And this guy looks like he's a musketeer, or is that part of the coach? Awfully big hat. Oh, pardon me, I am tired tonight. But yeah, the hyper detailed image of a man dressed as a Western gunslinger standing next to a stagecoach. 32K does give it some additional umph, but that looks pretty good. Now let's try something. Let's try one more variable for this particular tutorial. Oh, saving it. Sorry, folks. Got to save your work. If you don't, these pictures will be gone. And we're going to basically in the rain. Background. So we're going to go ahead and visualize. So you should have a relatively strong stagecoach presence. Let's take a look here. Well, the skies look kind of gray. Not too bad. I don't see any rain, actually any rain per se. But we did get some gray clouds. So we're going to download these guys. Save it. And I'm going to take it one more step here. Come on, train. That down. In the rain. Dark clouds and lightning. Background. I want to make sure I spelled lightning right. So we're going to go visualize. See if we get a decent image. Set. Oh, look at that. Looks like the wrath of God behind him. Lightning all over the place. Rain and lightning. So, get that puppy. Did I get rid of the rain portion of it? Yep. So, dark clouds and lightning as a background. So, that was the modification we did there. So, that came out pretty good. So, this gives you, again, some feel for how a prompt is built. Basically, I set an individual, and then I basically kind of set the scene, and then set the background, and gave the background some weight with the 32K. There are other weights and measures that you can use. I don't want to get into those just yet because they're kind of advanced. But hope you enjoy this tutorial and have fun with it. Alrighty, but this should get you going at least with Gunslingers. Take care. See you in the next video.